I'm going to try to make a video with a little more detail on how I make my trades. I know there's many styles out there and a lot of people trade different ways than I do, and this is just what works for me. So the first thing I did was I had a friend that taught me, so he got me to read these divergence links here. There's two of them. So the first step is to read all these bullish and bearish divergences, the classes of everything, and you get divergences on the histogram, on the MACD lines, on the candles. So there's a lot of different divergences that people don't even know about. And that's where there's a lot of confusion with certain traders because they're used to doing it one way, and then you get in a bit of an argument because one guy says you were doing it wrong, and it's not that you're doing it wrong, it's just you're doing it differently. So this is the first thing to do is to study this sort of stuff. There's a lot of good information in here. And it takes a while to get used to it. So like the first thing you usually do is take a day or two and then you do some studying, check it all out. And what I use for charts is I use BitMEX because it's more accurate and you can use all the time frames, unlike TradingView, which really sucks. It's why would I pay when I can do this shit for free on here? So what I look for is in the histograms and the MACD lines. Blow this up. As you can see clearly here, the lines have crossed coming up and we have a bullish divergence forming. It's already formed. It's going up. It's slow. And the other thing I'll look for is an engulfing candle like this, larger than the last color, and sometimes in other cases like this. See, like there's a large engulfing. We already had this playing, so it didn't play out as long. If it was just forming like this, it bounced there. It was pretty big, but you know, when you have manipulation and you know things are not going that great, you can't expect something huge out of that trade. But you can see on Ethereum here, it didn't really want to drop too much, so it is starting to move up. We do have a trade position that we could chart out. And you can see here again, a nice bounce right off of here at the MACD line. And things like this you look for. Right there, shows you it's going up. And at the same time right here, we have this bounce off, and there we went. So large engulfing right there. What you do is you want to go back and back test. So we'll find something better. Like right here. And then we'll chart it out. Then you'll kind of get to see how that all works. So from here, we have a trade. This was starting to go up. So from here to here. And then what we'll do is sometimes these histogram lines line up a little better. So I think on this one, you would just drag it from the top, go over here, and then go like this. And there you go. We'll lock that in place. Because sometimes the lines actually line up with something up top, so you go off the top candle from that. But in this case, since it's not, drag it from the top down to here, and then look. The first three targets are the conservative targets, and 1.272 would be your main target, which it hit. So if you just charted that out from down there before, you could have hit all these targets and had an easy trade, made money, not have to worry. Cash out here, and then on this, here to here, you can see it was going to drop. Once you hit up top, you can see this starting to form, probably right up to this one. And you can see it was going to drop. And you could get out, you could wait, or you can short it, but in some of these markets, I would not with the manipulation. Um, but then you could have got, you don't want to catch like a falling knife here or anything, but if you're brave, you could have just jumped in there, got along, and made some money. But that's how easy it is once you spot everything. And the best thing to do is just to go back and back test these things. Like there's another one right here. So where is the whole thing with the histogram? I'm gonna blow that up again. Is to look at the point here. You got two spots here that are the same, but the largest point down, and then right here. So this one to well, we can go to this one just because they're both the same. And then you take the line from that right up there. So when you do your Fibonacci line, you want to go right up to the top of that one. And then you can drag it down right to the bottom of that. And there's your 1.272 right there. And then there's a trade. So backtesting is the best way to do that. So what you're looking for, and this is on 6 hours, so 4 6 hours the best, 12 higher time frames are always better, but this is what you want to look for. Large engulfing, you have a hidden right here, you would have been able to tell you have a hidden bullish divergence forming, and then also on the histogram you have that bullish divergence, so you can tell it's going to move up. So once you do this, boom, there you go, 1.272, perfect trade. No guessing. And it takes a while to stop that emotion and just be able to see it, put a trade in, leave it. And you don't have to go right to the top. You could just set a couple targets, like I would say 786 right here, 0.786, and then somewhere in between 1 and 1.1 be perfect if you wanted to. And then if it misses this one, you don't get greedy, you just set your target and there you go. And that's how I learned, and it's a lot easier now just to be able to chart out a trade. And it's not actually a lot to learn it. It's just back testing, studying. And then once you learn the Fibonacci retracements and the divergences, then you can move on. Oh, I don't have it up here. This is a good video, so I'll post all the links in the YouTube video here at the bottom, all these three. And this is just a Fibonacci one. And on here, on my in my trading group, there's also the bat pattern harmonics, which would be next after all this stuff. So that's a little too soon, but I'll post links in this stuff of videos I do and things like that. There's also some other chart patterns for stuff like that as well in here. So I'm trying to post a lot of good information that's usable. And right now with Bitcoin, I'm just staying out of Bitcoin right now because I really don't see it doing a lot this weekend. Bitcoin will probably bounce off this um, channel, top of the channel up here, and then come down again. But low volume weekends, it's best just not to trade because it could go the other way on you in a hurry. But Ethereum will go up today and tomorrow, likely somewhere. Hold on. Somewhere in this range. But it's going to be slow. There could be manipulation. So only thing I'm doing right now is I'm trading a little bit of Shiba. That's it. Just screwing around with this a little bit, make a little bit of money, have some fun. If it goes down, I'll buy more. And I've got a bunch of Shiba that I'm holding on to as well, so besides trading this. Ethereum's kind of in a bit of a channel here. But when you look, I have another chart here on this other screen. One sec. Where'd it go? I might have deleted it. Oh, no, here it is. Looking at Shiba, you can see the channels it's been in, how it's these descending triangles, and it popped up, come down, boom. Same thing here. Now it's doing the same thing here. So it'll either come out this way, pop up, but I think Bitcoin's going to come down, so it may come down a bit more and then shoot up here. So I usually don't draw lines and stuff, but likely something like that for Shiba before it actually pops again. Not likely it'll change a lot over the weekend, maybe Sunday when CME opens, but it's better to stay out, stay safe. If you don't make a trade, you're not losing money. If you make a stupid trade, you lose money. So patience. That's the key thing with trading. And practice and learning. But I think that's all I have for this one. I just wanted to go over things a little bit better. And I also want to do a Zoom call and do some more stuff and go over it because I always seem to forget something. And I'd like to make it as much detail as possible. So if you want to join my Discord trading group, I'll have the links below, links for everything else, and have a great weekend. See you in the next one.